a popular fine art gallery on Salt Spring Island. Amongst paintings, sculptures, and one-of-a-kind pieces hangs a little bit of rock and roll history.
There's 289 distinctly different posters that represent each show.
At first glance, these framed, often tattered images don't appear to be anything more than old concert posters. But when you lean in and look a little closer, there's a story behind these iconic images.
It's where art meets music, and art has always met music. And then the bands that are being profiled in the different shows, everything from Santana to B.B. King to Muddy Waters, pick a name, Led Zeppelin, it doesn't matter. They all played through the Fillmore at that time. And so I think people connect with the artwork, and they also connect with the bands that were making the music.
The Fillmore is a historic music venue in San Francisco made famous by concert promoter Bill Graham.
Early 1966, he got a lease at the Fillmore Auditorium in San Francisco and started putting on his first shows. And the very first shows included hiring an artist to create a poster for the shows.
This was also the era of LSD, which influenced the artwork, inspiring a kind of psychedelic imagery. Today, these posters are collectibles, offering people a little bit of nostalgia.
These posters in mint condition, and not all of them, but there's certain ones depending on the artist. There's a Jimi Hendrix poster that was done by Rick Griffin was his name, who has become like the premier iconic Fillmore West poster. And if you can find these things in mint condition, they're $10,000, $15,000.
Matt's not just a gallery owner, he's also a musician. And to be able to combine his two passions is a true labor of love.
The Allman Brothers Band was one of the reasons I started playing guitar, and so when I got that poster, I've decided I think I'm probably just going to hold on to this one.
Why do all the posters have lights by? This one has lights by dry paint, somebody else had lights by deadly nightshade, lights by orb, lights by holy sea. Why would they put who did the lights on the poster?
Behind the stage, as the bands were playing, there would be a screen set up, and there would be a light show going on, one of those psychedelic light shows that you equate to the 60s. And that was always a big part of the show. So every show had a light show. So besides the musicians playing, the light artists would do their thing as well. And it was live in real time. They would just be making it up to go along with the music.
Now, concert posters aren't something you would normally see in a fine art gallery, but Matt believes this is where they belong.
I connected with a gentleman back in Baltimore, Maryland, who is a dealer in these posters and has been for years and years. And when I finally connected with him on the phone, he said to me, before I had a chance to tell him what I was doing, he said, these need to get into art galleries. This is where the next step is for these posters, because that's where they belong. And I said, well, that's what I'm doing.
Enjoying some pop culture on Salt Spring Island, I'm Karen Elgersma.